So, it has been 2 weeks since I've seen you. Look at that active listening. Very good. It's been 2 weeks since I've seen you, and we have been studying what? What things have we been studying? Oh, that was a very long time ago. Yes, Siobhan. Stuff that you build. That was a while ago too. Camilla? Engineers and the way things move. Today we're going to combine that, and we're going to actually become engineers, and we're going to answer this question. Can the shape of something, a structure, Donnell and Dakota, that's a warning, can the shape of a structure solve a problem? That's just our question today. And if we look back, to what we did when we first started talking about engineers, you told me that engineers build, engineers invent, engineers test, engineers never give up, and they ask questions. We're going to do that today and the next time we are together.
We're doing this twice?
Oh, but engineers do things over and over and over again to improve. But don't worry. Show me you're ready. Enough you sit safely in your seat. Thank you. So, today's question. So when your heads are down, it feels to me, and it looks like you're not interested. So I need your heads up. I need your bodies up. I know it's Friday. I know it's 2:30. I know you had a lot of specials. But I promise this engineering challenge will be fun. So, can the shape of a structure help solve a problem? I'm going to show you 2 pictures. When you look at those 2 pictures, I want you to talk at your tables about what problem you think these structures solve. Ready?
Yeah, ready.
And go. What problem they solve? Talk to each other. These are from the front of our school. Talk to your table. And make sure everyone's included. And remember, our hands cannot be up when someone else is speaking because we're not listening. Donnell, what problem do those solve? Do you have an idea to share? What is your idea? It is wet, but what is the problem that those 2 structures solve? Julian? The sidewalk helps us walk safely, right? We have something to add. Say, I have something to add. To Julian. Yes. Okay, so you made an observation that there's puppies right there. But if we're looking at those 2 pictures of those 2 structures, Lucas, what problem do those 2 things help solve for people?
Where their wheels are, that helps people go down safely if they fall off.
Thumbs up if you agree with his observation and opinion. Okay, you have something to add, Safia? So say, I have something to add to Lucas. Okay, go ahead. To get some wiggles out, Donna. It helps people's strollers get up to the building. And you used a word, what did you call that structure? Well, you called it a building, but what did you call the thing that people go up with a stroller? A ramp. So we know that that is a ramp. That is the correct word for it. What about the other little ramp you see on the sidewalk? What if you're on things with wheels. We think strollers because we see that a lot, maybe wheelchairs. I'm going to show you two other things, and I want you to look at these two other structures and make observations about how they're the same and how they're different and who might use them. Ready? And go. Discuss. I know. Talk to each other. Talk to each wiggle, kids. Calm your bodies. You're going to get a lot of chance to work. Calm your bodies. Let's so I would like somebody's observations. I need your bottoms in your seats, please, so everyone can see. Somebody's observations about these two structures. I'm going to come over to you second. I'm going to go to the back table with Lucy. Hands down so we're listening.
The slides help the children on the playground, big or small, get down safely from the play parks.
I'm hearing the safe word come up again, and you said it helps the children get down safely. Probably a little fun, right? Yeah. And you said large and small. I'm going to come to your observations, and then we'll come back to that thought. Yes? Our ears should be here. Okay, can you speak up so everybody can hear you?
That side looks like it's for the small kids.
Yes, this one looks like it's for the small kids. Thumbs up if you agree with that observation. You picked up on it. You both picked up on it. And we're not going to spend a lot more time looking at this picture because we have to get to our challenge. But I did also notice that these two structures have different purposes. One is probably for the smaller kids and one is probably for the to keep safe. Now I'm going to show you one last set of pictures. And I want you to look really carefully because they look like they could be the same. But I want you to figure out what problem do these structures solve and could they be used for the same thing?
Yes.
You haven't seen them yet. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Go. Discuss. So, this is the most
same thing, right?
I'm over here now. All right. So, you had a great observation. It was a very specific observation. Can you speak loudly about what you noticed about these two structures, these two ramps? So let me see if I get this correct. The dogs needed to walk on one of the ramps because it has the steps, because they would have slipped on the other one. So one is more safe for the dogs. Would that be a good assumption? Is that what your thoughts were? Awesome. Does anybody have something to add? A voice I haven't heard. Aras, say what you'd like to add.
I'd like to add to Demetrius's that I think those ramps are used for the dogs to get up safely without having to jump and break a bone.
I noticed there's holes in this one. Did anyone else make that observation?
Yeah.
Those poor little doggy paws would fall right in. Engineer table 3, have a seat. So, show me you are ready to get your problem, because I need your help solving this problem. Which engineer team is ready? 5. So we just looked at 3 different examples where these ramps, these structures, help solve a problem, keep things safe. Lucas, I have a problem with safety in this classroom. It is a safety problem. You know I had back surgery. You know that I have kids who are in here all the time, little kids walking around. Well, these ping pong balls are ending up all over my classroom. And here's why. One of the favorite things for the youngest kids to do are play with those blocks. Thumbs up if it's one of your favorite things to do. I know. So the problem is that the youngest students haven't quite figured out how to build a structure where the ball can move on its own and where it doesn't fall off the table. So what they are doing is they're making structures. They're building, they're younger than you are and still learning, but they're building structures where the ball won't move on its own. Whoops. See? And so they're having to push it. And when they push it, what happens to it?
It falls off the table.
Right, and then it rolls under, and you know why it's a safety issue? Why might it not be safe for us to have ping pong balls all over? Yes?
It could, because if somebody steps on it, they could slip and fall.
Yes, and I've done that, and we keep having to buy ping pong balls. So I need your help, because as engineer teams today, I need you to design a model with these where you can make the ball roll, one of our moving words, without pushing it or blowing it. Another team thought they could blow on it. Just let it go. And it keeps the ball on the table. But for an extra challenge, because I know that you guys are master engineer and builders, if you choose, I'll wait. If you choose, you can add a fun design feature. A curve, a zigzag, right? Or a turn.
I was thinking about or straight. Why are they?
But I know you're thinking of our song. So, your challenge in engineering teams, Bryce, I want you to have ample building time. Show me you're ready. Your challenge is going to be to make a structure that solves the problem for the little kids. Because I'm going to use pictures of what you create to show them, to help them learn how to do this so that we don't have unsafe balls rolling everywhere. Are there any questions about what our goals are? Because I'm not sure I've been entirely clear. Ara.
Maybe you should build like some.
Oh, are you about to share your ideas? You can plan in a minute. I know that's one of the things that you say that engineers do. But I'll wait. I'm over here.
Oh, I'm over here.
So, let me try to be very clear and then make sure you understand. Give me a thumbs up if you understand each goal after I state it. Hold on, I haven't said the goal. 1, create a structure where the ball moves without you pushing or blowing on it. Thumbs up if you understand goal number 1 or problem number 1. Right? There's a few of you. Mika, do you understand that goal?
But how do we make
Oh,
it move?
oh, that's a great question. That's your engineering team challenge. And your second one is to keep the ball on the table. Thumbs up if you understand that goal.
Yeah.
And, hands down, I'd like to know how many people are going to be interested in adding a design twist in a curve, zigzag, or turn in there. A few people. All right. So, Any questions about your engineer challenge, your design challenge? Questions, Siobhan? Let's listen. You might have the same question.
Are we gonna do it as a team, or are we gonna do it ourselves?
That is so great.
As a team.
Your friends seem to think as a team. Why ever would that be?
Because engineers work together.
Yes, and one of our things that we're practicing is contributing positively to the group and inspiring teamwork. Now, if you want to start by putting your ideas out individually, that's okay. But you're really going to be using those people smarts today to try to work together. All right? Teams. My material managers today are Dakota, Olivia, Tita, Keon, Hayward. Oh, the twin wins. And
Me.
you got it. Those material managers, your jobs are going to, not to be to hoard the materials, but to get the materials to and from. Like always, when your material manager is coming, you can start talking about your plans, and you're going to have about 17 minutes because you did a great job to build. Material managers, come on up. Sir? There you go. You got this? You have it? Okay, let's do this. Do 2 tricks.
That didn't make it sound.
Olivia. It's okay.
No, guys, wait. How about you guys are in charge of the balls? You guys are in charge of the balls.
Well, you have 3 balls, so.
You're in charge of the balls, and you, I'm in charge of the balls, and me and Trey are in charge of the
So some people at your table have started build, some people are still talking. Maybe if we move these aside, you can put your ideas together. Thank you. I should have given you Oh, you guys are saying. So, there are not enough balls for each person, so what does that mean? Get to work. K1, I see you're building something. Can you tell me about what you're building? A ping pong set. Do you remember what our goals are? Okay, can someone of the team remind K1? And to keep that, your idea could work with this, because what was the second goal? What was the second goal? To keep it from, so his idea could work with that. Yes, Friday at 2:15. And coming from a special agent. Still fun. Alright, it's okay. So I noticed these are all flat. These are all available for us. I want to make sure. Alright, these are all available to try. Alright. Alright, so show me your This would do a really good job. You guys put all your ideas together?
Yeah, we're gonna do a full
together and are all building one structure and they're listening to each other's ideas. I also want to note that a lot of people have one of the goals met, either keeping the ball from falling off or moving it on its own, but haven't combined them. There are lots of good ideas. I will wait. You know how to do this. You're wasting time. Saki, sit on your hands. I know it's almost impossible. The longer it takes. So, raise your hand if you have mastered with yours, you think, one of the goals, one of the problems. Either keeping the ball moving or keeping the ball on the table. Raise your hand if you've done one of those with your structure. About half of you. No, yours keeps the ball on the table. Hands down. Raise your hand if you have a structure that does both of those things. Keep the ball rolling without pushing it. And keeps the ball on the table. We have at least one person in most teams. You are going to have 6 more minutes to work. Look at what you're doing and try to meet both of those goals. Because we can't help the preschoolers if we don't have them both working, right? We need the ball moving on its own and staying on the table. Thumbs up if you understand. Go back to work. All right? If you don't understand, okay? You don't want to create? Would you rather just read a book about engineering? Would you like to look at a book and take a break? So far, so good. Would you like to take so calm your body. Oh, actually, I don't know. You tell me. Did you meet the 2 goals? So what does this do to meet the goal? Because you're not building together.
That's because it's not going to need more things, right? We have to build a foundation.
Are you able to fix this? Can you go take a walk together? I don't know why you're not sharing today. Alright, so tell me.
If someone feels like something doesn't
I know you keep looking at what Calder's doing, but you have great opportunity to share here. You can't always work with the same people. Very quickly, we don't have a lot of time, but I'm going to come around and take pictures of the work that you, oh, no. Every time you keep going, we waste time. Team 3, Dakota. Demetrius. Do I have a single engineer team where everybody is stopping? I need you to sit down. Unfortunately, it's going to take more time. Everybody sit in your chair, please. Mika, Olivia, Samantha, in your chair. Balls down. If you need to sit on your hands, sit on them. You definitely do.
My hands just want to keep on building.
I'm looking and I see engineer team 4, Don't give me a thumbs up because I see you're all sitting on your hands. Thank you. Engineer Team 5, I guess that's going to be our new thing. Okay, Juan, you're wasting time right now. And your talking is wasting.
I want to do it.
Calm, bodies. Engineer Team 4.
I want to.
So, Lucas, unfortunately, we were going to have more building time and we just used that up. Siobhan, you have created a number of different structures. This is not the first time we're doing this. We're going to use pictures, safe phrase, pictures of your work today when we come back together in 2 weeks. Because we need to figure out how to improve them. I still hear balls going. Unfortunately, some people are going to lose the option. Remember, I'm videoing so that we can look at our video to see how we worked together, to look at what we created. That's why we have our video. So I hope I can go back and see which people are really doing that. So sit on your hands and look at what's in front of you. And not open your mouth. Go ahead and have a seat over on the red. Nope, Lucas, you sit. I'm just separating you. So, look at what's in front of you. Look at what's in front of you. Calder, what goals does your structure meet? You don't know?
You should listen to me.
Oh, hold on a minute. What does yours do? What were our goals of this structure?
To make the ball move.
Yes, without.
Pushing it up.
Okay, and what was the second goal? Trennan, red, sit. Thank you. You don't need to turn around. The chair's just missing. Trennan. What was the second goal, Olivia? To keep the ball moving?
Look at that. There are multiple problems up there. The one near
Hold on. Go ahead. I called on Olivia and then we'll come over to you. Yes. So having the ball stay on the table was the second goal. I'm not sure we had mini groups master all of those. And unfortunately, I also see some teams are not going to be able to use the materials right away next time because you're still using them. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put away the materials when I say and finish up without the materials in front of us. However, just like the Legos, these make a lot of noise. So when we clean them up, we try to, as a team, put them back as quietly as possible. Raise your hand if you are a material manager. Your job is to get them safely back over here. And I will know that engineer teams are ready when all members are back and sitting with your eyes on me. Clean up. Quiet, right? As quiet as possible. because we are using this video next time we're together in 2 weeks. Those unsafe behaviors, those people will be drawing the pictures of the structures next time. That is unsafe and unacceptable. Material manager table 4 and 5. Please bring your materials up. All right. Eyes up here, positive pause.
And 0 voices. 0 voices.
We've had a few really struggled today. Demetrius, I'm up here. We're going to start with this one, right? Persevering through challenges. Some groups had some challenges. Were you able to work through them all of the time? Most of the time? Some of the time? Did you ask a lot of questions? Did you try something new? Show me what you think you did that all of the time, most of the time, some of the time. I see a few people voting. I see mostly 3s. Most of the time. My 3s went blind. Most of the time. We can do a lot better through this. Remember, engineers have to persevere a lot because things don't work. Contributing positively to the group and inspiring teamwork. Oh boy, I agree, K1. You know, I know there are a lot of people in here, and I always look to see if there were more than 5 of them, then we go down to some. The people who were making those poor choices, I think most of you are making good choices, but a few people are making very poor choices. Most of you, Demetrius, you're being unsafe. Please sit out. The chair is missing, but please go sit on the red. Most of you contribute positively. Those who did not, I will be speaking to before next time. Unfortunately, today is the first time you've gotten this as a class. Why are you getting a 2 in materials today? K1. You want to add? Not specific people. Why, as a class, are we getting you 2 in materials? Throwing blocks and being unsafe. Unacceptable. I'll be looking at the movie and determining who cannot participate next time. Active listening. Again. I was not impressed. And we have principals in here. Were you impressed today? No. No. A 10. When Miss Battle comes in, I'll be having a conversation with her because we refuse to have you do that again in here. When you come in here, you know you work together. You know you use materials. Today, with so much unsafe behavior, not active listening, continuing to touch things and play and build, making each other be in tears, I'm not impressed. So, the bell's about to ring, but we still need to get our things and wait for Miss Battle to come. I'm going to have table 1 go get your materials and come back in. She's here. Well, then I can tell her, table 1, get your stuff and come back in. Actually, table 1, you can wait here while I tell Miss Battle. Come on. Morgan. Miss Battle. Today we got a 10.
I'm almost ready to cry because I've been
And do you want to know why?
outside.
I had Miss Harrison in here the whole time, and I had Miss Albert Garvey, and while they were both in here, well, Miss Harrison was in here all the time. While Miss Albert Garvey was in here, 4 people were unsafe with their bodies and materials during cleanup. Every time I clapped for active listening, we had to wait at least 2 or 3 minutes. I videoed the entire class because I'm using it since I see them. I probably won't see them for, we're using it for this project. And so I have video. So I'm going to go back and watch. Anyone who is unsafe will not participate next time. They will sketch it out. And active listening, having to sit on your hands, I understand, but then talking during it, people who were, it was not
Interruption. Mr. Brown, please go to Miss Stover's room. I'm sorry, Miss Spurlock's room with a mop. Thank you.
mean words, crying people, not sharing materials, being unsafe with materials, throwing yourselves across the floor to get balls when they fall. And some of it was the same people over and over, but there were enough people who weren't the same people, especially during active listening, that was very upsetting to me. But next time's another day. This was our first real engineering challenge, using real information from the real world to solve a problem. Alright, so I'm sorry for the bad news. And it's very rare that I give such bad news.
And I was sitting outside
So you could hear.
for a good portion of
Oh,
the
you
last part when she had to talk to you all about throwing things and watching Miss Albert Garvey walk out and Miss Harrison walk out.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
Was it an observation?
Yep. I think it's an informal, but it doesn't matter. It was the first time Miss Harrison's come into my class. Actually, and believe it or not, I invited her to this class.
Can you tell me who the 4 people are? But
If you threw a material or threw yourself across the floor to get a ball, raise your hand.
you know who you are. You threw something, Audrey? You
It
know
was
who you
ultimately
are.
incredibly chaotic for a moment. I can just rewind this.